In my daddy's backyard, there's a sky stretching out just as far as I can see. With my arms open wide and my head thrown back, you know I'm right where I wanna be. And when I'm flying home from wherever I've been, there's a view below I know so well. It's a patchwork of snowy farm and windy highway that's home to...
Hi, welcome back to the Woolly Jenny podcast. This is episode 2. Thanks for tuning in to all the new viewers and to my nearly 80 subscribers. That's crazy. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking my first video. It was really fun to put together, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it as much as I did making it. I also wanted to say a special shout out and thank you to Samantha of Hand Me My Knitting podcast. We've been Instagram friends for quite a while, and I was really thrilled and honored that she had recommended me in her podcast, and it was super sweet. So thank you so much, Samantha. Go check out her podcast, Hand Me My Knitting podcast, on YouTube, or follow her on Instagram. She has a lot of great content and you won't be disappointed. I wanted to go back to my first episode really quick because I had showed off some of my first projects and the things that I had first made, and one of those things was a sock, my first knitted sock, and I couldn't find it at the time. And lo and behold, while searching for things, I found my first knitted sock. So I thought maybe I had thrown it out or got rid of it, but it just showed up recently. So here it is. I could not tell you what pattern it is or anything about it other than what I told you in the last episode, but it appears to be a heel flap and gusset. It was so long ago that I can honestly tell you that I just don't even remember knitting it, but I was pretty excited to be able to actually show you my first knitted sock. It's been nearly a month since I recorded my first episode, and a lot has happened between now and then, as it does in life when a month goes by. We finished off a few big things in school. We're all done our season of homeschooling. So my daughter, who just finished grade 6, has been homeschooling for the last 2 years, and so she's going back to junior high next year for grade 7, and I'm pretty stinking excited about that. She is too. She's going to new school. It's going to be really great. So we're really excited about that. My baby graduated kindergarten, which was okay. We are happily done having children, and I would say that I'm not a super emotional person. I didn't cry when I had my babies, or I guess maybe I'm just not much of a crier for like milestone things like that. So I made it through that ceremony or celebration with only a tear or two, and the only reason why I got all teared up was because the teacher had this really cute tearjerker message in the little scrapbooks that they had done, and so then I read it and immediately regretted reading it because it made me cry a little, but then I was fine, and he's very happy. Ben, his name is Ben, is very happy to be done kindergarten, going into grade 1 next year, and in September I am going to have all 4 of my kids at school, so it's going to be a really strange transition for me to be at home on my own. My husband works from home, so it'll be kind of the 2 of us, and we're just sort of planning out our lives, what we're going to do then, if maybe I'll be helping him with his work or finding my own work, or we'll just see what September brings. I'm pretty excited about it. I am drinking coffee today as per usual with my Washington You Are Here mug. My wonderful mother-in-law brought that back to me, I want to say this spring. My husband's parents had traveled to the States, to that northwest tip, Washington and Oregon, and maybe Idaho as well. My mother-in-law's dad, who's still alive, grew up in those parts and I think was born there as well. And so they went sort of to see his old homes and where he lived, and he told them he's not in good enough health to make that journey, but gave them the information, and they went and took a bunch of pictures for him and then came back and reported. And while she was at it, she got me a Washington mug. I'm a slurper. Sorry. So that was nice. So what else have I been up to? Well, in finishing school and all those things, all of the kids' activities, sports, and everything wrapped up for the year. I was so proud of my 13-year-old. He's going to be 14 in like 2 days, but at the time he was 13, and he is an air cadet with the government air cadets program, and he won the top level 2 award for his squadron. So that was really exciting moment for us. And as soon as school was out, I should back up. In June, I went to Olds Fiber Week with my friend and dying partner Lisa, and that was super awesome. If you don't know about Olds Fiber Week, it's a Central Alberta wool festival, and it's at Olds College where they teach master spinning courses, and so it's sort of a less sort of commercial knitting and more like fiber, I guess, Fiber Week. But they have sheep there, they do shearing, and you can buy fleeces there, and lots of spinning stuff, dyeing, sort of the process of developing yarn, less so than actually using the yarn, which is pretty cool. So people come from far and wide for Olds Fiber Week. It's pretty popular. So we went down and we were able to shop the marketplace, and she took a dyeing class on the Saturday, but I had to come back for Eli's Air Cadet banquet, which was good that I did because, as I said, he won that award. So that was awesome. And she did a dyeing gradients class, which was really good. I was really glad that she took it. She came back to the dyeing pots with me and taught me some of her newfound expertise, and we did some more experimental dyeing, which was really fun, and I have more on that stuff later on in the episode, and I'll show you what I bought at the marketplace as well. So as soon as school got out, we hit the road. We have a tradition every year as soon as literally at the bell or before the bell on the last day of school, we get in the vehicle and we pile up and we take off. So we love the Okanagan. We have some friends there that are like family to us, and they put us up in their house every year and feed us and love on us, and it's so wonderful. So we try to get out there every year as much as we can, and they have a pool, and it's just, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen all my lounging by the pool and knitting while everybody played, and it was perfect, and we all had such a great time. Love the heat there. Oh man, now that I'm back in Edmonton, it's like 20 degrees is cold. That's winter weather. It doesn't feel like summer at all, because in Kelowna in the Okanagan, it's like 30, 35, hot and lovely. I love it hot like that. I would love it if every day was 30 degrees. That would make me feel happy. So yeah, so then we came back and now we're just doing summer. So from the first episode, I have a giveaway to announce. Yay, giveaway. So I used random number generator. I had 30 entries, and number 30 was the one who was chosen. So congratulations to Judy, who won a skein of Amanda, which was her favorite colorway. So Judy, you can be in touch with me, or I'll be in touch with you on Ravelry, and there is your skein. Got your mug progress keepers here and your rainbow stitch markers, and as soon as I get your address, I'll get that in the mail to you. So congratulations on being my very first giveaway winner and getting a skein of the brand new Boss Lady Yarn Company Amanda. I hope you're gonna love it. Thank you all for entering and for sharing with me your first projects on the Ravelry group. If you want to join in on that fun, you just have to go to Ravelry and search in the groups for the Woolly Jenny podcast. And that's how you enter giveaways. There's discussion threads, and yeah, I'd love to meet you over there and talk more. And there will also be a new giveaway that I'll be announcing at the end of this episode, so stay tuned. I'll maybe put some links in the bar thing below in case you want to jump to any part of the podcast that you're interested in. I'm excited to show you my finished objects for the month. If you remember, one of my works in progress was a test knit for Jenny Weep, and it was this warrior pattern. And it's a knit cardigan, old man kind of cardigan style, and I was knitting it for my son Silas, who is 9, and here it is, I'll show it. So it has all these little pops of color in it. And I used the Barocco Ultra Alpaca in the barley colorway. And then I used Woolen Boons in Boon Decay, the Greenleaf Hut colorway. And Silas said that these colors were all his favorite colors, so that's why I chose that. And the buttons are they were just cheap coconut buttons from Michael's that I had found there, but I think they suit the project really well. The one problem I had with this project, unfortunately, was the shawl collar that she had written into the pattern. I found that it looked good on the little boy sweater, like baby toddler, but once it got up larger, from what I could tell, the shawl collar just got too big, and I find that it looks kind of feminine and floppy on him, and almost too wide across the chest. So I had talked to Jenny about this, and she is thinking about rewriting the pattern a little bit to raise up the V line so that it's not quite so wide across the chest, and then take out a few of the stitches in the shawl collar so that it just sits a little bit nicer. Right now it's pretty floppy, as you can kind of see. And I'll insert a picture here as well. Boop. And you can see how it looks on Silas when I've fixed it to look like a collar should, and then how it looks the way the pattern's written. So now what I'm going to do with this, just because you work so hard on a sweater like this, you don't want to just leave something like that, especially when you're not 100% happy, or maybe you do like to leave it, and that's fine, but I think for this project I want to fix it. So I'm going to frog out the whole button band and collar, which seems like a lot of work wasted. I'm sad, but I'm not like heartbroken or anything. It's fine. It means I get to knit some more, so fine by me. And I really liked how some of the other testers had done this contrast last row and then contrast bind off on here. So I'm going to do that again for sure. And I'll fix it up for him, and he'll be able to wear it this fall. So I'm pretty happy with it, and I love all these colors in here, the way that it shows up like that. I think it's so cute, and he really loves it. He wanted to wear it anyways, even with the too big collar, which lasted for about a week, and then he was like, yeah, you can fix it for me. So that'll be a next project I have on the go. So this is the barley, and this is the Woolen Boon Decay, and I have a lot left of that, so I might be able to even make him a matching hat or something as well. My next finished object is a pair of socks, which I'm pretty excited about. Here they are. So these socks were a work in progress on the last episode. They are knit with this online super sock yarn. And they were knit on these Chow bamboo circular needles. They're the little 9-inch needles. And when I needed to, I did the fish lips kiss heel and a 2x2 ribbing at the top. Judy's Magic cast on for the toe because I'm a toe up girl. And yeah, there's my socks. Pretty excited about them. They were a fun summer knit. I love the colors. It's kind of almost watermelon green and this peachy, orangey, pinky kind of color, neons. And my sock blockers are too small. I bought them thinking they would be the right size for me. They're actually more the right size for my kids, my middle kids. So I need another pair of sock blockers. My dad is a carpenter, and so I'm planning to, he's also a guitar maker, so he's got a lot of really precision type tools and really nice woods. So I'm going to have him help me custom make my own set of sock blockers for my own feet, which hopefully this summer I will get around to. It's on my to-do list. My last finished object is another test knit. I was test knitting for Tammy Gore, and it's called the Livy shawl. It's a fingering weight shawl with 2 skeins of yarn. I used the Tightly Knit set by Hue Loco. And the Grocery Girls inspired yarns. This colorway is Big Sister. And it's this lovely tonal gray. And then a speckled pink and teal with a gold stellina in it. It's so pretty. So she is releasing the pattern sometime this week, so you can look out for it. And she gave me permission to share my finished object. Ta-da! So here she is. It is a beauty. Nice and long, a little bit asymmetrical, triangular shape with these striped patterns and the little eyelet rows, and I love it. I am definitely going to knit another one. This one is actually going to be a gift, so I'm going to have to knit another one for myself. And I just adore the way that it lays and feels on, like it's this yarn, the Hue Loco yarn is wonderful. It's so soft and cozy, and just I found this to be a really nice lightweight. We went to a wedding on Saturday night, and I just happened to have it in the vehicle with me, and I had forgotten to bring a sweater, so I brought it in with me, and it was just the perfect amount for that little bit of air conditioning in the room. It kind of gives you a chill when you're not wearing sleeves. So gorgeous. I love the stripes in there. Yeah. So this was knit on my 4mm needles, and I was able to cast it off and finish it up when I went to a local knitting group called The Yarning. They are a couple of girls in Sherwood Park who were looking to create some knitting community and started a knitting group at a local coffee house there in Sherwood Park. So I was able to go and meet them and finish off the project, and the ladies it was my first time there, and the ladies were super welcoming. There was actually probably half the group was first timers, and I would say maybe a third of the group were crocheting, which surprised me but was awesome. Because my second project, I knew I would cast this off, so my second project I brought was crocheting, so it was nice to not be the only crocheter. And yeah, the girls were just so sweet and cheering me on as I finished it off, and everyone was super excited about what I was working on, so it made me feel really welcome. So thank you, ladies of the Yarning, and if you're local, you should definitely go. Trust me, you'll be warmly greeted and you'll be glad you went. So that's it for finished objects, and now I would like to show you what I am working on. Eli, my oldest, has a birthday in a few days. My kids are downstairs playing, so secret knitting time. This is in my project bag that I made myself, and it's got my lovely collection of pins on there. And these are the yarns. I had showed these as future Q knitting on my last episode, if you remember. And there's so much stuff here in front of me that you can't see that I don't even know where to put this down. And here is the sock so far. So I'm doing the contrasting toe and heel. I'm going to do an afterthought heel. He has a fairly thick foot. I'm a little concerned that a fish lips kiss heel wouldn't give him enough room to get his foot in. So I'm going to do an afterthought heel. I think it will give him just a little bit more room. I was going to do a heel flap and gusset just because I haven't done a heel flap and gusset since that first sock that I ever knit in my life. But I realized that it's kind of tough when you're doing toe up to do a contrasting heel for heel flap and gusset. So I really wanted that contrast. So I decided to go with afterthought instead. So I'm doing the tiptoe up pattern just to remind me how, it's by Holly Yo, to remind me how to do that afterthought heel because I've only done it once and I wasn't sure how far up to knit before putting in that row. So I like to put in, so I know some people cut their knitting for afterthought heel. I like to put in a row of waste yarn because then I'm just really sure about where to put my stitches in. And that's just how I learned it because I learned from Holly Yo from that tiptoe up pattern. And then I've just got these light bulb stitch markers in here. I had seen the Crazy Sock Lady podcast and she uses them to count her rows, and I thought that's brilliant because then you make sure that both of your socks have the same amount of stitches before, so that they're the exact same length, because that's always a concern when you're doing one sock at a time, is to try to get two socks that perfectly match. So those are due in like 2 days. So I'm going to be furiously knitting this away over the next 48 hours and trying to get it done. And if I don't, that's just pretty normal for me and it will be fine. And I'll give them to him when I'm done. And then, so when I go to do the heel, I'll be using my ChowGoo DPNs. They're just the metal ChowGoo DPNs. My next work in progress that I showed you last time is my Hearthstone sweater by Isolde Teague. It's from the Heart on My Sleeve collection. And this isn't really going to look any different other than maybe I put a couple of inches on it. As I've done that, though, I've noticed that it is growing significantly. I had shared with you before that I'm using sort of an unconventional yarn for a sweater. It's the Juniper Moon Stargazer. And it is baby llama and silk. It is amazingly soft. So like drapey and heavy. And I wanted that in my sweater. I thought that's just going to make this like blanket that just sort of grows and flows. It'll look really cute with leggings. So as I'm knitting it, I'm feeling like, yeah, it's growing all right. I did meet gauge when I gauge swatched for it. So I'm not worried that it's gauge. I think it's just the way that the yarn is sort of laying there. So, but I think it's going to be a good fit still. I don't think it's going to be massive or anything. Sort of when I hold it up to my body, it's not unusually large. You know, it's not sticking out like that or anything. So, but I can already feel that it's just so drapey soft. So I'm knitting that on my signature 4mm needles. I just have these Knit Picks ones in here to hold the project right now because I had taken those signature needles off to use for my Livy shawl. So I'll put them back in, but Nothing much to see here other than I put on a few more inches, and I'm hoping to sort of kick that into high gear here in August so I can get closer to being done it so I can wear it when the weather gets colder. And that's just in my little llama bag that I made myself. The fabric is from Spoonflower and recycled denim. I talked about that bag last time. Llama, isn't he cute? My Silas, who's 9, made that for me in art class at school and brought that home to me on the last day of school. So I immediately hung that up in my craft room. I love how he's got the rainbowy colors behind him, and he's just so cute. I thought that was so thoughtful. He knows I like llamas, alpacas, and he decided to make that for me. My other work in progress is the crochet blanket that I'm working on for a wedding. The wedding was this past weekend. We went to a wedding this past weekend, but it wasn't that wedding. That wedding is in Toronto. We weren't able to go, but we had been invited to another wedding here locally, and so we went to that wedding. Not that it was, I just totally made it sound like it was a second choice. It wasn't a second choice. It was just the way our lives worked out. We loved the wedding that we went to on Saturday. It was gorgeous. It was an Indian wedding. I admired saris all evening. It was just absolutely beautiful. So, so nice. So the present that I'm making for the people who got married in Toronto, they go to our church, and so I'm making these granny squares, and they are 5 different colors. So these 2 colors of tealy blue, and then a navy, and a darker middle gray, and then white. And so those 5 colors are going to go together. It's just a single color block. I'll show you on the gray one. So just a single color block with a circle in the middle to sort of break up the square look of it. And then what I'm going to do is stitch them all together into this plush shape pattern. So I didn't think that the recipient would like a traditional kind of granny square crochet blanket, but I thought this kind of gave it a modern feel, and these are the colors from their wedding invitation, so I figured it was a sure bet that they like those colors. So I am like maybe not 90, maybe like 80% done crocheting the squares, and then it will just be all of these ends, the worst part, and tying all those in and then joining the squares. And I'll probably block all of these squares first before I join them, so that will be a bit of a pain as well, but it's going to look amazing. I can't wait to show you guys when it's done. And I'm not sure how quickly they're coming back to Edmonton after the wedding, if they're honeymooning or not, but I'm hoping to have it done before the end of the summer to be able to give to them, get together with them at some point and give them that. I have one more work in progress, but I'll show you at the end, as it has to do with Boss Lady yarn, which I'll talk about further. So yarn babies! I got some new yarn babies this month, which I am pretty excited about. As I had said, I had gone to Olds Fiber Week, and as we were walking through the market, I ran into Diana Twiss, who I had mentioned in my last episode. She taught me a class on spindling with a drop spindle at Knit City back last October, and yeah, I ran up to her and was so excited to see her, and I think she remembered who I am just because she follows me on Instagram, so we've been able to connect a little bit. So that was really fun, and I also was able to meet Caroline Summerfield of Ancient Arts Yarn, who's a big yarn dyer in Alberta, so it was really a really fun thing. And Caroline Summerfield of Ancient Arts was clearing out her own personal stash of spinning fibers, and so huge steals on these fibers, and yes please, so I went ahead and got some of those. The first one I got was some Icelandic outer coat, mostly removed. So yeah, it says Icelandic, outer coat mostly removed, washed, 100 grams. Sorry about the crinkling. So it's brown. And I also got some Border Leicester Merino blend washed. And the crimp on this, oh man, I love it. I'm just gonna pull a little fiber of it out. But yeah, it's a nice long staple with these little curly cues at the ends. Yeah, lots of natural color in there. Those will be fun to spin. A nice long staple length too. So I'm excited about spinning that. Totally just got fuzz in my coffee. It's nice, isn't it? And this one I'm really excited. It's Gotland, 1 pound for $15. So, and this, you have to, okay, I'm gonna boop, picture of a Gotland sheep. How cute are they with their curly hair? And it is so long, the staples. Look how long that is. And they're so curly. But yeah, the colors in these with a little bit of brown and gray is just so cute. Love it. So that'll get spun at some point. It's just gonna go in my stash for now, from one stash to another. And so I was telling Diana about some fiber I had found that I was sort of drooling over, and took her over to touch it and feel it and see it, and she said, that is such a deal, you have to buy it. So naturally I said okay and bought it. So this is a 80-10-10 superwash merino cashmere stellina, and it's gold stellina, which is my favorite, and it's a half a pound. And so this is it. I think the camera can pick up a little bit of that gold in there. It's so, and if you could feel this, if I could make you feel it. So, a half a pound. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just buying stuff. It's for my stash. I will spin it. This one, I have a few certain spinning fibers that I have bought that I've sort of said I'm going to wait till I have a wheel to spin this, because I really want to spin something extra special. I'm not sure why that is, but it would be a big project to spin a half a pound on a drop spindle. It would take me quite a long time, so we'll see. It's low on my priority list to spin that, but I'm excited about how soft and amazing it is. I also got these wood buttons, which I am excited to use. They are made from branches, and they're handmade. KarenScarlett.com makes them. And so I picked those up at the Fiber Goddess booth. And while I was enabling Lisa with Diana Twist, we were convincing Lisa to buy herself some spinning fiber just because she liked it, even though she has a drop spindle and has never really used it. But now she has some fiber in her stash, so whenever she decides to get around to trying her drop spindle, she can use it. So I felt good about doing that. But she also had Jen of Fiber Goddess also had some wool blended with recycled sari silk, and the other day when we were at that Indian wedding, I was really regretting not buying that recycled sari fiber. I was so inspired at that wedding, just with all the gorgeous colors and everything. So I went back and on her Etsy shop and looked for that sari silk fiber, and it's definitely on my wish list, up next to buy when I get a chance. There's a new shop in town at West Edmonton Mall called Umomo. It's, from what I understand, a Japanese style dollar store. They have a ton of different kinds of random stuff, like any dollar store does, but they also had yarn. It's nothing crazy special. It's just yarn. But I figured since they had it, I would try it. So it comes in these little tiny balls, which are just 20-gram balls. So I bought 3, and I thought that might be enough to do a little kid's hat with. It's about a worsted weight. And it just says 100% wool. So I don't know anything more about it than that, but I just thought that was kind of fun to have some Japanese wool. And they also had those little electronic tally counters there. I used one for my knitting. Let's see if I can find it here. Like that thing. Little tally counter. So they had some in different colors, and you just press the button and it saves your count when it turns off automatically. And you press the button for every row and it remembers what row you're on. And they're not super cheap at Michael's, but they had them at that Umomo store. If you're local, that's a good place to get a tally counter. They were $3. Everything there is $3. So each skein of these little 20-gram skeins were $3, which wasn't exactly cheap for sort of unknown yarn, but I thought just for something different, I thought I'd buy it. And I also got this really cute cactus. Really cute. He's so cute. And I love this tag. It says, "Fake green, change your life for special." Fake green, change your life to special. It starts today. So, some motivational thoughts there. Change your life to special. So this is cute. I'm going to have this in my craft room, and I might even pick up a couple more to go with giveaway stuff for later. While we were in the, I'm sorry, I have this itchy spot here apparently. Something's bothering me. While we were in the Okanagan, I visited the Kelowna yarn shop, Art of Yarn. It's on Pandosy Street and has a lot of really beautiful yarns. They had a few things I hadn't seen before, and it was really fun to just spend some time walking around. The staff was really friendly, and they had a lot of really great options. What I like to do, though, is buy yarn that I can't get anywhere else. So they have their own house brand of yarn called Mulberry Yarns, and it is hand dyed by, I think, fleece artist or fiber artist on the east coast of Canada. And so it is, what I bought was the 100% merino wool. It is a DK weight, and here she is. Pretty excited about these yarn babies. Right now I'm really obsessed with this chartreusey kind of green color at the ends here. This looks almost mustardy, but it's not in real life. I don't know if I can get it to, it's not really showing super accurate, but so I got 3 skeins. It's 200 meters for 100 grams. I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet, but I have a few ideas. They just had those 3 left. Oh, it's called Mission Hill. They named the different yarns after areas in Kelowna or the Okanagan. So Mission Hill is a really famous winery that they have there. It's up on a hill and overlooks the lake, I think. We went there a few years ago, but they have all these amazing buildings and everything. It's really quite a high high fancy words, places. Yep. And I also got, our local yarn shop is having a Canada, Yay Canada sale. So they had Cascade 220 on sale for 20% off. And my father-in-law, whose birthday was in March, I had promised him a sweater vest. He wanted me to knit him. So I finally got the yarn for that. He wanted a blue that would go with lots of different shades of blue. So he would wear like a dress shirt underneath that's in some other shade of blue, or maybe a plaid blue or whatever, and he wanted a sweater vest that would go over that would match with a lot of colors. So I thought this being heathered and then being this kind of denim color would work really well. This colorway probably has a name or maybe just a number. It's 100% Highland wool and it's color 9326. So it's, yeah. I thought I saw on the River City Yarns website that the that the Cascade yarn colors had names, but the name's not listed on here if it does have a name. Anyways, I got 5 of those, and it's, yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute in my Q talk. There's a really cute local shop here in Edmonton. It is on 112th Ave in the Highlands Business area. And it's called Majesty and Friends, and Julie is the owner-operator, and she is the sweetest. And so she had posted on Instagram the other day that she had these adorable enamel pins that I had to have. So here's the little bag that she gave it to me in, Majesty and Friends. And these are the pins. It says Little Old Ladies, and it's basically like a bestie kind of enamel pin. There's 2 pieces, so you keep one for you and you keep one for your friend, and I thought how perfect for like your nestie, your knitting bestie. And so it's by Justine Ma Designs, and she's local to Edmonton as well. So I had to go and buy one of those. That one's a gift, but I also put one half on mine here, and the other half is going to my nestie. She also has these really cute pouches. She's got all different sizes. You can get project bag size, you can get pouch size. This is the little sloth guy with a little heart, and it houses a bunch of my little goodies that I use, and I just take it with me and throw it in whatever project bag I'm using. So time for Q talk. Let's talk about what I want to knit next. So as I mentioned, I have this Cascade 220, and I'm going to be knitting his vest by Church Mouse Yarn and Tees. Here's a picture. Boop. And so I'll be knitting the 49-inch chest, and the measurement for that one is 7 1/4 in length, but the sweater vest that I borrowed of his to take measurements off of is 28 inches from shoulder to bottom, so I'll probably just knit him an extra inch onto his to give him a little bit extra room. And I'm going to be cutting it close with yardage. It said, I think, 1,015 yards. No, it calls for 1,000 meters in length, and I have 930. So with that extra inch, I don't know if that's 70 yards worth. Probably not. I'm probably going to be okay, but I am a little bit nervous about playing yarn chicken at the end. So fingers crossed, we'll see. I did think about putting a stripe into the chest at all, or maybe a couple of broken up stripes or something of a heathered gray or something else that he would like to go with, but I just decided in the end to make it all blue and hope for the best. I'm really going to make sure I do a gauge swatch for that to be sure that I'm getting just the right gauge and I'm going to not run out of yarn. Yeah, I still might in the end, before I actually cast it on, decide to go get another skein of the Cascade 220. The yarn, I don't know if I said this already, the yarn shop I bought it from only had 5 left, so I could only get 5. So that's why I thought maybe another color in there would look nice. So we'll see what I end up doing. You'll find out next episode probably. It'll be a work in progress. I'm also gonna have something in my queue with these mulberry yarns. I either am gonna do some sort of 3 skein DK weight shawl, or I was thinking of getting another couple of skeins of something DK with maybe this dark blue or even a black or a charcoal gray or something to go along with this and make a sweater with it. So I have that book, Heart on My Sleeve, and there's tons of sweaters in there that I would love to knit, one of them being Ironheart by Tin Can Knits. And it has a pattern at the top here, this sort of motif at the top. I'll put in a picture. Boop. And so I was thinking I could do the motif in a solid color and then do the rest in the color. I don't know if it would work out yardage wise, or maybe the motif and the sleeves in the solid color and the body. I'm trying to figure out something creative where maybe I could get a sweater, because this is not enough for a sweater, but I could combine it with something to make it be enough for a sweater. I just haven't decided yet. I also have this combo of yarn that I have in my stash that I've been thinking I really want to do something with. It is Long Dog Yarns in the Casata colorway and Haven Fiber Arts in Guilty Pleasure. And they just pair so nicely. They both have a lot of similarities in their colors. So I was thinking I could do maybe another Livy shawl for me this time, because that would be plenty enough. Or I realized as I was going through my stash that I actually have a sock blank by Nicole of Hugh Loco. And this is one of her dye pot sock blanks that I might have shown on the last episode. I can't remember. I think I did. Anyways, it has a lot of the same colors too. And so while sock blanks are traditionally for socks, there would be no harm in knitting it into a shawl. It's fingering weight yarn. And when I held it up sort of between the two, I thought maybe it could create some sort of fade. So they all three have a lot of bright, vibrant colors. I don't know. So that is in my queue, wanting to do something with the 3 of these, whether it be socks with this for me with the contrasting. I have black left for my toes and heels of a mini that I could use for that, and then knit my Livy shawl with these, or I could decide to do some sort of fade with the 3 of those. We shall see. While I was in the Okanagan, I had the lovely, lovely pleasure of meeting with the girls of Knox Mountain Knit Company. You can find them on Instagram and Ravelry as Knox Mountain Knit Co. And they are just the sweetest, most genuine ladies. I so loved meeting them and hanging out with them. We recorded a little interview with them for the podcast so that you could see what they're all about and just to advertise some of their work, because I really love their patterns. I've test knit for them a couple of times. They're great to work with, and they do have a few patterns out right now that are ready to be test knit. So go find them, and I will insert that part of the podcast now. I'll be like, hey guys, so
I like that though.
you do. I'm here on my podcast. Okay. Okay, hi everybody, coming at you live from Okanagan, the Okanagan. We're in the Okanagan. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So who are these people? This is Sasha and Willow of Knox Mountain Knit Co. And I wrangled them into visiting me here on Traders Cove to talk about knitting, because what else do you do on vacation? Pretty much. So I wanted to do a little interview and talk about what these girls are up to. I adore their patterns. I've test knitted for them a few times, and coming here, when we come to the Okanagan, we stay on Traders Cove. Family, friends of ours, we call them family. They're friends, but they're like family to us, live here and host us every year. And so when I saw that they had come with a Traders Cove pattern, I knit that up, and I didn't even grab it from her. It's upstairs. At some point, I will turn this off and go get it, because I have to show you, because I knitted the Traders Cove cowl, and Sasha was really good to quickly text me and be like, you're not doing it right. But I maybe I was. We're going to find out later if I did it right or not. So
It's hard to tell from Instagram.
Yeah, sometimes it is. So tell me about Knox Mountain, and I don't know where that is here in the Okanagan, and tell me about your knitting designing.
Well, Knox Mountain is, it's at the north end of downtown Kelowna, and it's at the end of Ellis Street, which is also kind of cool because we have a pattern called Ellis. It's a free hat pattern. Yeah, we started in January with our first pattern, and it's been really fun, just designing and
Kelowna is that way. There's actually Lake Okanagan is behind us, but since I didn't realize that it would be backlit, my husband tried to tell me it would be backlit and you wouldn't see the lake, but I didn't believe him. So, the gray stain.
People think you're hiding a baby.
Yeah. I eat supper really well.
Yeah.
Anyways, Lake Okanagan is back there, and then Kelowna is that a ways. So that's where we are. Mm-hmm. There's a lake back there. You just can't see it. Sorry. So how long, individually, have you guys designed patterns? What brought you to pattern designing? Tell me about pattern designing.
Want to go?
Sasha made me design patterns.
It's her fault.
It's
I
her
pulled
fault.
her along.
It is. It's totally her fault.
I guess for me, I used to do a lot of test knitting for Tyga Hillard. She's a designer in Sedona, Arizona, and it got me kind of thinking about designing. And one time I did a pattern for her, and she sent me a skein of caterpillar green yarn, and I knitted up the test knit, and she's like, "Do you want to name it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that would be cool." So I tried to think of a name because Caterpillar Green's from Vancouver Island, so I tried to think of a name like something on Vancouver Island, and I came up with the name Coombs, which is a place on Vancouver Island.
Okay.
It's a really cool little market in Coombs too. It has goats on the roof and they eat the grass and stuff. So anyways, I thought it would connect it to cats. So then it got me thinking, well, I would like to maybe design some patterns and connect the Okanagan to knitters, and so that's kind of how it came about. Just thought about these names, and inspiration came from that.
And people seem to really love it.
Yeah, we were surprised. We're like, oh, we can do this again, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and people, they like Traders Cove, are like, hey,
I know that place.
Yeah, I know that place.
Yeah.
Hey, we go there every year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of messages like that.
Yeah, on Instagram, people will comment like, I used to go there all the time as a child, or I grew up in the Okanagan and I'm going to knit this pattern. So it was kind of neat.
It's fun to bring those memories around. I know I test knit the Myra Canyon set, and it's a giant canyon with these trestle bridges, these old train bridges that have been rebuilt because there was a big fire there, wildfire a decade ago.
I think. Yeah.
So, but anyway, so the pattern has these awesome crisscrosses in it that remind you of the trestle bridges, and so we had never been there before. Of all the times we've come to Kelowna annually, we had never gone there before, and so we went this year, and it was really cool to be able to connect that knitting piece with the trestle bridges.
You wore your hat, right?
I for sure wore my hat. It was 35 degrees. It was perfect
totally
day. I had I actually knit the cowl, the hat, and the mitts, so I just took all three with me, and it was it's just perfect. Yeah, no one commented. So what advice would you give to a new or aspiring designer?
I don't have any advice. Ask Sasha all the questions.
This is really, really important advice. Get a pen. Hire a maid.
And
you're
a
not going to
babysitter.
get
a nanny and a cook.
But if you have children, they can be your maids. So, have 4 kids like me and Jenny.
Yes.
Because then you can get them to vacuum. One of them vacuums,
Yeah.
Just,
Mommy's working.
yep.
Do the mommying.
So that's my number one advice. The second one, definitely write everything down. If you're designing a pattern, every little detail, because you will forget those little details.
This is true.
And then you have to figure out what you're doing again, which is hard
Yeah.
sometimes when you've gone on to another pattern and,
Mm-hmm.
and just have fun. We're having a blast. Like, we love what we're doing. It's so much fun. So, yeah, that's about it that I can think of for advice. I mean, we're so new to this anyways, so we'll have more advice down the road.
Well,
Ask us next summer.
it seems
Yeah,
like one of
next
those
podcast.
things, though, that you just have to dive in and just try it and
That's
see what
basically it.
happens. Yeah, if you
Yep.
think you got an idea for something, just go for
Yep.
it, right?
Yep, I've always said that.
Yeah,
If you don't know unless you try it.
right.
If it's going to work out.
I like that. What is your favorite Knox Mountain Knit Company finished object? Did you bring anything with you? Showsies!
Willow picked these ones.
We have 2. They're Sasha's designs. So
There are
my own.
designs. It's collaboration.
It's a collaboration. Okay. Sagebrush hat.
Nice. I'm gonna
Yeah, you do that part.
Work
This
your
is
magic.
the sagebrush hat. And it's got these stitches. And so those look like the sagebrush plant. Is that the idea?
Mhm.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Nice little top there. And is this a slouchy?
Yep.
Yes.
That one's out of Malabrigo Rios
It is so
in
nice.
the pearl
I'll just-
colorway.
It's not 35 degrees or anything. I'll just keep doing that.
It's probably about 32 right now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. You can wear wool in 32.
It's fine.
I
do
agree.
all the
It'll be
time.
fine.
Isn't
My
that-
brother made
sheep
me
wear
knit
it.
him
Why can't we?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
My brother had me knit him a summer toque and then couldn't wear it.
Summer beanies are
Yeah, I
hip.
told you.
I told you.
Yeah. It's like, wow, this is really hot. I'm like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
summer. And then the other one is the Myra hat.
That's the one I was just
Yeah,
talking
it
about
is.
the trestles, and it's got this. Look how big this pom pom is. It's like this is the palm of my hand. You barely even see my fingers.
Those are Wabarna pom-poms.
They're
They're
amazing.
on Etsy. They are probably the best pom-poms I've ever seen.
Okay, you're gonna have to write that down for me, and so then I can link to it.
Yep, I will.
I love these colors. So what yarn is this one? Did you
This-
say that already?
This is House of Alamode.
Ooh,
It's
pretty.
stunning DK. And it's the Daydreams colorway. And it is stunning.
So much color, like all those colors in there. And this is those trestle bridge lines.
Mhm.
Awesome.
When I was thinking of a design for this pattern, I wanted to do a design that showed off speckled yarn because people love speckles, and I had a hard time looking for designs that I knew would
like
the speckles
highlight
would look
that.
good. Yeah. So yeah, I was really happy with the way
Excuse
it turned
me
out.
while I put on all your hats, ladies. This one is so famously, gorgeously modeled, like most of them are, by her
My daughter.
gorgeous girl. If you're wondering who's that pretty girl in all those photos, it's
Yeah.
her offspring.
Yep.
She did a good thing.
All by myself.
All by
No help.
myself.
It's all mine.
I got this.
Oh,
Okay.
so my favorite
Yeah.
ones. So those were willows.
Okay.
I love those too.
Of course.
I had to bring this one to show you because this is sweet fiber, and I know you love sweet fiber. And I love sweet fiber. Cashmerino worsted is my absolute favorite. It just feels amazing.
Divine.
And the colors, well, you can show it off. This is Cassagai, so this is Willow's shawl. This was our first pattern that we released in January.
This was the first one I tested. This was actually my first ever test knit.
Yeah.
The first time I'd ever test knit anything. So.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
With the sunshine, it's kind of blowing it out a little bit. I mean, I know we're in the shade and everything, but you could see all the different, so there's 3 different stitch sections. This one, and then that one's a little different, and that one's, I don't know all the technical terms.
Willow actually created this stitch too.
It's
Because we wanted,
so neat.
she wanted well, you talk about it. It's your shawl.
Well, the stitch pattern I wanted to use for that part is knit bottom up, and that doesn't work for the shawl. So I had to figure out a way.
This is the beginning right
Yeah,
here.
so I had to figure out a way to get it to go top down.
And it sure does.
Yeah.
So this is actually the shawl that I'm wearing in my profile picture most everywhere in red. I had knit it in just something cheap. Like I think
beautiful.
like it was like a Barocco or an Estelle or something. And I gifted that to my friend Lisa that I dye with. That was her much belated birthday present because I don't finish things on time ever. So, or maybe it was a Christmas present because it was January, right? It was a Christmas present.
Belated Christmas present. Nice.
Yeah, it drapes so nice. There's so many ways you can wear it. This is a goodie.
Yep. I love that one. Like, I want to keep it out of the bin, the sample bin, and just wear it all the time.
And I mean, the drape of that with the cashmerino.
Yes.
It's got it's the perfect weight. It's so nice.
I want to knit everything out of sweet fiber cashmerino. Worsted or...
That's a thing. That's a thing I also have.
Yeah. Knit City. I do really, I drop a lot of coins at that booth.
Yeah. That was where I first discovered them.
Other favorite, obviously, I love Julie Aslin Nurtured. So I just had to design a shawl. This is a Kettle Valley shawl. I had to design something out of it because I love the rustic look of this yarn, and it actually feels so lovely, and it's really squishy, and the texture's awesome.
I can't get it to not blow out, but
yeah. So that's the Julie Aslin Nurtured Kettle Valley shawl.
Delightful. It's not as heavy as that cashmerino blend, but how nice. I always like wearing them like this. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I like a good like bandana. I always wrap them around like this and then pull it out here. If it's covering my chin, I'm most happy, mostly for zit coverage. I'll just wear this the rest of the time and we'll be good to go.
Looks great.
Yeah, thanks.
Not hot at all.
Not hot at all. I'm not gonna like be drenching with sweat soon. Yeah, and this Kettle Valley. So Kettle Valley, like because Kettle Valley and Myra Canyon are kind of like, is Myra Canyon in Kettle Valley? Is that accurate or?
Well, the Kettle Valley Railway is kind of what we.
So that would be like Myra Canyon is the location, but it's the Kettle Valley
through
Railway.
Myra Canyon.
Yeah.
Right? The trestles are the...
So is that the inspiration for this bit?
Yep. We kind of...
So railroads over trestles.
I've had this idea in my head for a long time. This shawl, even before Cassaguy, before we did Myra.
Yeah, actually.
But we did the Myra collection first, and then we were like, here's Myra's big sister because they're connected.
Yeah.
Myra, like the names.
Right.
And the trestle pattern is in Myra too. So.
I think you could knit this in one color and maybe like feature, like your feature trestle, I almost said trellis, trestle pattern here in one color and then like make the Myra hat to go along with it.
Oh,
and they would go so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to be able to mix and match like
that.
that.
I thought so. So yeah, those patterns are connected basically by the region.
This was the one that I immediately saw because I think this was. Did this come out right after Myra?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Myra, I tested Myra, and then I was like, okay, I can't test right now. And then they came out with this pattern, and I was like, what was I thinking? I should have tested that.
Well, we'll have lots.
We will. Yes, more testing in my future. Oh, tell me about your latest pattern release. Sarsens.
This is what these are our favorite colors.
I love it. How we
always gravitate towards. I'm a Grello girl. I love gray and I love this color. And Willow Blue is her absolute favorite color. So Lisa actually dyed. Lisa of Seawall Fibers actually dyed this with Willow in mind. So that was really nice because I'm like, I need that yarn when she put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm sending you some. And then
that's so nice.
Yeah. And then Willow designed this gorgeous shawl. And this is the contrast version. And I'll let you talk a little bit.
Or Willow's like,
I'm the talker.
Show
and the hugger.
It's good to have a partnership that is, you both have your things.
Yeah.
So this is a fingering weight shawl?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And neither of us had actually knit with silk before. This is silk merino. So that was kind of like a learning curve. We don't, actually know what we're doing a lot of the time. It's just experimenting.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes it
part
works
of the
and sometimes
joy.
it doesn't.
Yep. Sometimes you have to frog it back and try
Yeah.
again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Time well spent learning something new. Maybe that's advice for a new designer. You have to. I forgot
Get used
to turn
to
off.
frogging.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't like frogging, you probably shouldn't design.
Yes.
But do it anyway.
Yeah. And
Don't
use
let anything
yarn
stop you.
Yeah.
that really holds up to frogging.
Yes.
Because, yeah, we learned that lesson too.
Yeah.
Trying to rip back like merino singles doesn't work that well.
Oh, so what does it do? It falls apart?
Oh, it just like sticks to itself.
It's fuzzy.
And, yeah. And it just, I think because it's just one strand, so it just doesn't have the strength. Yeah.
For all that friction of
Yeah, I
pulling
guess
out
so.
and putting
The,
it back
like,
together.
angry flinging yarn, that never happens.
No.
It's so pretty, guys.
Yeah, so Lisa
So, yeah,
is
tell
going to
me-
be at Knit City too, Seawall Fibers. And we hopefully are going to be near each other. And she'll have this yarn. And I think kits too. She'll have made up. I'm not sure exactly.
So these girls, so you guys have a booth at Knit City this year. Tell me about
We
that.
do. So exciting.
What does that look like as a designer to have a booth there? Like
Frightening.
Frightening.
No, it's going to be
Yeah.
fine.
It's going to be fine, right?
But I
gonna be
think
fine.
it's going to be really fun. Like, we're really excited about it, and we're going to have all our patterns and samples. And my lovely daughter, the model, will be working the booth too and helping us out. And some of Willow's relatives.
The face.
Yes,
Of Knox
you'll
Mountain
recognize
Knit
her.
So they have these lovely in-print patterns now that you can get. Now, are these, I know that I saw these already the other day at Art of Yarn in Kelowna, and are they anywhere else? Can people find your like in-print patterns? Where else?
88 Stitches in Vancouver, and Valley Yarn in Vancouver, and Urban Yarns in Vancouver, and Knit 2 Yarns in Kamloops, Art of Yarn in Kelowna.
Are we forgetting any?
I think we're forgetting
So we need to
someone.
bring you to Alberta.
Yes.
Yes.
They were at the Edmonton Fiber Frolic with one of our testers.
Deranged Dye Works.
Chrissy.
Oh,
kits.
yes,
Yeah.
I knew that. Yes.
That was really sweet of her.
That was awesome. That was
Yeah.
kind of fun to see a familiar face at the Edmonton Fiber Frolic.
We saw our patterns in the Grocery Girls podcast and almost died.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We were like, wow.
Oh, because they had done that little...
They had a
like,
video.
Yeah, of
like
the
the
frolic
intro,
itself. Yeah. And here's the mittens. I'm just going to show all three of those. Mittens. Yeah, those are awesome. Those are so pretty, too. Like, how nice is that? And it's a folded one. Do you mind if I take it out?
Yeah,
go
they're
ahead.
yours. Go for it, yeah.
They're mine?
Oh, yeah,
These are
that's
all
yours.
for you.
Shut the front door.
Of course.
Anyways, those are awesome. I love having a pretty in-print pattern. I know last year at Knit City, I went as a shopper and it was awesome. One of the best, slippery slope at Knit City. Watch yourselves.
Spent a lot of money.
Yeah. That's where I discovered Sweet Fiber and Caterpillar Yarns and a bunch of those kind of ones. And Sea Turtle Fibers was there last year. That's where I discovered her. And because she's an Alberta girl too. So I was like, hey.
Sea Turtle?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
She's from Calgary.
Yeah.
I was going somewhere with that thought.
I had a thought that I just remembered. You asked about our booth and what we're going to be doing.
Okay.
We are doing well, you're the first to know about it really, because we haven't really talked about it much. But it's 3 months away, so we can now. But we have a collaboration going with Gauge Dye Works, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're going to have...
former Caterpillar Greens is now Gauge Dye Works.
Yes. And so we're going to have kits, and we also have Riv Creative stitch markers that are going into them too, and our pattern that we're designing with the yarn from Gauge.
That's so exciting,
I know,
guys.
we're really excited about it. It's actually a dream come true.
So you've designed a pattern, and she's going to do like a striping something with it, or is that like it's something?
You'll see.
Oh, okay.
Stay tuned.
All right.
Yeah.
So make it to Knit City, and when you do, go visit these guys and Gauge Dye Works, and there's going to be some amazing goodies.
Yep, it's going to be pretty good.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I can't go this year.
What? You're not going?
I don't think so.
Oh, darn.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
We need all of our fiber friends at Knit City.
Yes, I know there's a bunch of like local Edmonton knitters that have said that they're going, and I'm like, can you just pack me in your suitcase?
Hitch a ride.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
We were talking about Knit City and having a booth and Seawall. So she did some kits as well, but I think, is she done with those?
I think they sold out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And
congratulations.
That's
awesome.
She's an amazing dyer, and she's really good at promoting too on Instagram. And
right.
We're friends. So we chat a lot about, she'll message me and be like, we sold this many kits, and it's just really exciting.
That is exciting.
But she did do a pre-order, I think.
I saw that she was like, I sold them all, we need to do more, but I think by the time I have this up, it'll probably be long gone.
She's so busy dyeing, she doesn't have time to do extra, probably.
But there's lots of places that you can, like lots of different dyers that do gradient things like this, where you could, if you love this gradient style, you could do that. And this is like actually a really nice weight for summer. Like,
it is.
And it actually kind of goes with my shirt.
It feels amazing on your shoulders.
If you don't mind me. Yeah. It's actually really good. Like a cool summer evening, maybe early fall. I'm not wearing it right, but
yes, you are. You can wear it any way you want.
It's really lightweight, and it's probably the silk in there, right? That helps that feel nice. So Knit City, we talked about that. So anything else happening? I don't know. I think I already stole your sneak peek. Well, with Gauge Dye Works. But do you have a new pattern coming out now that you're done Sarson's and Sarson's released? I'm sure that you're working on something.
Another shawl.
Another fingering weight shawl. Finally, some fingering weight.
Yes. So this
is Bing.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. So we wanted to do it's cherry season right now, and which I knew a few months ago it was coming, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to do a cherry inspired shawl? And so this stitch actually, I thought it kind of looked like cherries. Like if you look up closer, it kind of looks like cherry with a pit and a stem, but in my eyes anyways. So yeah, I had this Black Cat custom yarn that I got, and I loved the color so much, and I thought that's perfect for Bing, which is named after Bing cherries, which are one of the most popular cherries grown here in the Okanagan. So yeah, we did up a shawl, and we thought it would be epic to take some photos in some orchards with all the cherries, and so we're just about there. They're almost like perfectly ripe, so we're going to be photographing this soon. And Willow takes all the... Where are you going?
Don't leave us here unsupervised. Some good juice on it.
Delicious.
This is what I come here for. No, I mean, I come here for family.
Yeah.
And
visiting, sure.
Visiting.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Leaving seeds on. Nice. You guys live here.
Gimme. I haven't even had any cherries yet this year.
Really?
Yeah. I know. I don't have time to go pick them because I'm too busy designing
patterns.
Don't have time for anything else.
Are these Bing cherries?
You know what? I don't know.
Me neither.
When I was looking at pictures of Bing cherries, it's hard to tell. They're really, really dark, I think. Yeah.
I think are the Bing ones the ones that are like almost purple.
Yeah, we're doing research on it right now.
Yeah.
Jeanette would know.
Because we like to write a little blurb on our patterns about the inspiration for the name of the pattern and the design.
No,
so
you'll find a cherry too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I wrecked everything.
No.
I just thought Bing was a cute name to use, and you know, it's a cherry.
So this will be our August release, probably.
That's perfect.
And we are going to need testers soon. So there's your chance. You probably don't have time because you're too busy.
Now I'm like, podcasting and dyeing, and actually I'm testing right now anyway. So I need to have something on the needles, right?
I love the concept of your yarn company. It's so, like naming them after women. I think
it's going to be really fun. And I think it will resonate with people. Like our very first sale, her name was Amanda. And she bought the Amanda yarn because Amanda. So
Gotta
hopefully
have it.
that... that will continue. And we have big plans to dye some more, and I'm excited to see that you have some fingering stuff now, because we have a whole plethora of blank fingering skeins waiting to be dyed. So anything else to show me?
Just
anything? What are those there?
Oh, yes. So this is some seawall fibers yarn. So I didn't have any of the silk skeins, or the silk merino skeins to bring. It's Luxe fingering, it's called. But this one, this is the metamorphic worsted, and this is charred tourmaline. That's the colorway. And we did our Trader's Cove cowl out of that, and it takes one skein. So,
do you have it? Is it?
I do. It's right here.
Ah, Trader's Cove stuff. See?
Here's the Trader's Cove cowl.
Upside down.
Is it?
I just know that because when I was editing the pictures,
Yeah.
we had them on
Upside down.
Like, well, hopefully no one notices that.
I would never notice
No.
that. I don't know. My twisty section might be wrong.
Aw, that's okay. It's a one of a kind.
Yeah, she likes it.
Good.
But yeah, this
That's
is
the most important
awesome.
thing.
Trader's Cove cowl. Also good for hiding chin zits. That's gorgeous. So that yarn?
Yep.
Wow.
It's a little bit different. This was one of her first ones, I think. So yeah,
And you
Kinda develops over
have
time.
had this one for like
a long time.
it was probably like the first skein she did or something. You've had it
Yeah.
a while.
It's pretty.
I actually really love the
It
lighter one.
Feels really
a
nice.
lot.
What content did you say this is? Or we don't
Is the
remember.
worsted?
Don't hate me, Lisa.
This is the worsted?
Yes. Do you remember?
I think it's probably just 100% merino.
It is a really squishy.
You know what? I'll let you know. I'll look it up.
'Kay.
And you can.
boop.
Matt.
Yeah.
This is just a fingering weight skein. I think this is sock. I just wanted to bring it to show you because she dyes such gorgeous stuff. And this is called Chrysocolla. The colorway. Sorry. So yeah, it's
Colors
just,
are actually showing up. Not too bad.
it's beautiful.
It's a little bit more
I
like.
might not put it back in the bin.
I see that's coming home with me.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just,
those are Willow's colors. Totally.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
See, she's good at rescanning because she worked in a yarn store, so
Oh
she
yeah,
knows.
you got the practice.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
This is actually what I do.
Just
There.
wear it.
Why knit a cowl? You can just wear it like that.
Exactly. Necklace.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing all this work for? Designing patterns and
Yeah,
knitting
wear the
things.
yarn.
You just wear it.
It's getting
How about
caught
those
in the
hats?
earrings.
Oh yeah.
Those Trader
So
Cove?
these are
Trader's
okay.
Cove?
So this this is seawall fire. Another Wabarna pom pom. Oh, it's so nice. I just want to snuggle it. This is malachite. This colorway, and it's the metamorphic
Pretty.
worsted as well. And I fell in love with that skein.
I
when
love
I
how
first saw
that
it.
shows the stitches.
Yeah.
Like that color, like all the different. Yeah. Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Pretty.
I love green too. So I'm a Grello girl, but I love green. It's probably my favorite color.
I'm really growing to love green lately. I don't know
Well, it looks amazing with your red
what
hair.
my deal is, but thanks.
And that pom pom.
Yeah, that's
Just
nice.
pops.
I like how it's just that section of pattern, and then it's just stockinette.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gives it
Gives you a break.
yeah.
I like to do that to myself when I'm designing it.
yeah, because just knitting the same thing around and around and
Yeah.
around gets old after a while.
I mean, there's some patterns that just look
There's a
amazing
red version.
like that, but
if you like darker colors,
So
it
that's
still looks amazing in the
Malibu
darker.
Yeah.
Is this Rios?
Yeah. I bought
Look
the
at that
skein and I'm like, how
pom-pom.
perfect does it go with this pom pom?
It's
So.
amazing with this pom pom. I love it.
Yeah.
I just have to try them all on, apparently.
That looks really good on you.
Thanks, guys. Oh, look, the sun has gone down and you can see the lake
The
now.
lake.
Oh! See how pretty? I guess we have to start all over now, guys. Sorry. Yeah.
We could.
Take two. Take
That's all
two.
right.
Probably would do better.
Well, thank you so much for humoring me and coming to visit me here on Trader's
Thanks for
Cove.
having us.
And it
Yeah.
was delightful to be able to have FaceTime and see what you guys are up to. And so any of you that are out there, whether you're East Coast or West Coast, make the trip to Knit City. You will not regret it. And visit these girls at their booth. Bye! As the girls mentioned, you can find them at Knit City. If you're planning to go there, make sure that you do and you go and say hi. They're going to have a whole bunch of hard copies of their patterns, which the girls so graciously gave me a few copies, and they're beautiful. I love a good hard copy. So we were in Traders Cove. And yeah, there's lots of, they have so many beautiful patterns. And when I got home, I talked with my dyeing partner Lisa and was so inspired, we decided to dye some yarn for them. So we asked them what their favorite colors were. Sasha's favorite color is yellow and grello, gray and yellow, and Willow's was blues. So I'm so excited about this. So I can introduce you to Boss Lady's newest colorways and our new base. It's called Director's DK, and it is our luscious, super soft, squishy, 100% superwash merino DK. So, ta-da! Here is Sasha and Willow. So Sasha is a blend. I'm just going to try to put it behind some white here. Sasha is a blend of different shades of yellow with some contrasting speckles of gray, a little bit of orange, and a mustard color. They are 115 grams, 250 yards. There's Sasha, and here is Willow. Is a blend of a few different colors of blue and teal. So, and she's got speckles of dark blue, like a navy, and gray, and teal. Yeah, I am obsessed with these new colors. So that's Willow. And Sasha. So as we got to dyeing, we thought, well, how much more fun would it be to make their colors for one of their patterns? And one of my favorite patterns of theirs that I've always wanted to knit is Kettle Valley. It is a 3-color shawl knit in DK or worsted, and it's a triangular shape. And while we were in the Okanagan, we went to the Kettle Valley Railway to Myra Canyon, where they have all these reconstructed trestle bridges that the Kettle Valley Railway used to take through Myra Canyon. And it is this, pictures don't do it justice, it is this huge canyon and these amazing old bridges. So they designed Kettle Valley with this section of work in the middle here that looks like those trestle bridges. And so we have the colored section here, which will be either Sasha or Willow. And then we decided, since they both like gray with their colors, we just dyed 2 different colors of gray. So normally when we dye, we name our variegated colorways after girls' names, and our solids and tonals will be named either after the girl that they match with or a tool of the job. So these are the 2 we came up with. The darker charcoal gray is called Mechanic's Wrench, and the lighter gray is called nail text file. And so those are going to go together to create a Kettle Valley, oh, that's upside down, a Kettle Valley shawl, or any 3-color DK weight shawl that you like. So, giveaway, you can pre-order these right away on our Etsy shop. We're going to have pre-orders available for the kit with 3, which will be at a little bit of a discount, or just for the single colors. You can pre-order. We are going to keep pre-orders open for about a week, and then we'll have 2 weeks where we'll dye it all up for you and get it sent out to you. So this should be in the mail. What's today? July 17th. It should be in the mail before mid-August, by mid-August. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have our very first knit along or crochet along. So if you're a crocheter, you can totally join us. You might need a little bit of yarn, more yarn, depending on your pattern. But what I did was, in our Ravelry group, I bundled up some different patterns that you could choose from to knit your 3-color or 3-skein DK weight shawl. So the rules for the knit along and everything will be posted in the Ravelry group. We're going to start our knitting at the end of August or so. Something like that. So that way you have time to get your yarn, especially if you're getting Boss Lady yarn. And for the giveaway, you're going to get the 3 yarns, and the girls from Knox Mountain generously donated a hard copy pattern for you. So you're going to get all of that with the giveaway. 3 skeins of yarn plus a hard copy pattern, which is so excited. I'm so excited for whoever wins this. So this way, if the winner wants to participate in the knit along, she will have, or he will have, everything that they need in order to participate in the knit along. So we will open a thread for the giveaway, and I'll leave all the instructions in there for you so you know what to do to enter. And I wanted to show you the sample that I'm working on for the Kettle Valley shawl with the Boss Lady yarns. So in their pattern, they do have a picture of one knit up in a gray with blues. I'm just going to show that here without showing the pattern. You can see it there in the middle. So I decided to knit the yellow one just to give you something different to look at. And I'm so excited how it's turning out, guys. So it's going to look like this, obviously. But it is actually pretty similar to the yellow in my shirt. And this is that trestle patterning in here. And this, I'm pretty excited about this. Sadly, it's going to be a gift. I'm going to give it away to a friend of mine who really likes yellow. But I've got my Pizza Progress Keeper, my Lego stitch markers, all the fun things. And I love the texture of this light gray section in here. It's really, just nothing fancy, but just super unique, and yeah, provides a lot of texture for the eye. I really like it. So here's the cake of the yellow. Two grays. I hope you will be ready to knit along with me. I think a DK weight shawl is the perfect fall shawl. It's nice and heavy and warm, and by the time you're done mid-fall, it's, at least for me, getting really cold outside, and I'll be ready to wear it. So I hope you'll knit along with us and do Kettle Valley. What I'm going to do is, if you use Boss Lady yarn for your knit along, you'll get a second entry. And if you use the Kettle Valley pattern, you'll get a third entry. So if you knit it and you finish, you'll get an entry no matter what. But if you use Boss Lady yarn, you get a second entry. And if you use Kettle Valley, you get a third entry. So you get all these extra chances at winning the prize. And I can't tell you what prizes are yet. I am still sort of procuring a few things. And if you're a maker or a dyer and you have something that you'd like me to showcase or you'd like to give away and advertise, I would love to do that for you. So I am open to extra prizes for the giveaway as well. And as I get prizes, I'll let you guys know. I'll show things. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll definitely be posting things there as well. I just quickly wanted to update you and show you my finished Kettle Valley shawl in the Boss Lady yarn colors. I had to skip the very last row of the dark gray of Mechanics Wrench according to the pattern. I was running out of yarn and I was worried that I would lose at Yarn Chicken at the end. So I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you were going to order the kit, that the gray does run a little short. I did hit gauge perfectly. I was right bang on at 16 stitches for 4 inches using my 5.5 millimeter needle. So if you're wanting to do the pattern exactly as it's written, I would suggest that you order the Kettle Valley kit plus an extra of the Mechanics Wrench colorway. It's not a big deal to skip that last row. It's not obvious at all. There's no way that you can tell that I've done that. I think it looks great. I think you're going to end up with a great finished project just with that kit as is. But like I said, if you're worried about running short, go ahead and order that extra skein. And if you do that, then you'll have a lot left and you could actually knit that Myra hat to match with it, as we had talked about during the Knox Mountain Girls interview. So yeah, here's my finished shawl, and there you go. Thanks for tuning in and watching my second episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It's been fun to show you what I've been working on. I'm glad you're interested. I love watching knitting podcasts and getting ideas from other people. Please follow me on Instagram, stay up to date, talk with me on Ravelry, join our group, participate. It's always more fun when we can interact with each other. And feel free to subscribe if you'd like to be notified when my next episode comes out. And yeah, until next time, bye.
And when I'm home, there's no place I'd rather be. And when I'm gone, you know I take a little piece with me. It doesn't take long for the sentimental soul to tell about that patchwork of snowy farm and windy highway that's home to this prairie belle.